Hello everyone, welcome to winter. My name is Nicole Dupuis from Sandy Bay Essentials in Penetangwisheen, Ontario, and I'm very proud and happy to be a part of your intuitive oil community. I'm here today to talk to you about the cold and flu season that we are currently in the thick of. We've gotten through the holidays and maybe a few bugs that some of you have may had just before the holidays. So here to talk to you about a few things that might help you get through that season. I am not opposed to any Western medicine type tools that you may have in your home. If they work for you, fantastic. What I'm here to present and share to you today is anything that might help you in addition to, or if you choose to use that on its own, it's completely up to you. Just looking at my notes here. So what I want to do is share with you a few oils that I use when my body speaks to me and tells me that something's coming on. So what I use on the onset of something that's coming, and if I do catch that bug per se, or that virus, cold, whatever it might be, what I use to help myself get through that process so that it doesn't stay with me for a long time, or so that I can function on a day-to-day basis. So I'm going to start with the first, which is called On Guard. And it's my absolute favorite oil. I use this not because, or not solely because of its properties to help me get through the cold and flu season, but I also love the smell. So it's a combination of cinnamon bark, what else is in there? Orange, cloves, I believe there's a little bit of eucalyptus in there as well. So it's great for keeping things at bay. I start using this in September. I keep it in my diffuser. I use it in my car. I'll just put a little bit on a tissue and keep it in my car just so that I can kind of smell it in there. I have made hand sanitizer out of it. I make surface cleaner with it in a little bottle. So this helps me really keep everything at bay. And speaking from experience, I used it for an entire season from fall to spring, and I didn't have a single bug. And then in the spring, I decided I was going to experiment with a few other oils, and as soon as I did that, I caught a cold. So speaking from experience, I know that it works. I use it all the time. So this is a great way to keep things away. What I do in my way of getting this into my daily routine is in the morning when I'm getting ready. Just before I put my socks on, I'll put one drop in my hand, and then I'll put it on the bottom of a foot, another drop in another hand, put it on the bottom of the other foot. And that's what I do every day. That way, if I don't get to put it in my diffuser in the daytime, then I'm set to go. It's in my system. So that's the On Guard. Again, absolute fave. The next one I want to talk to you about, so that was more, to keep things away. So now, if something's coming, you can feel it. And for me, what that means when my body speaks to me, a couple of the things that I feel would be sore throat. That's usually how things start for me. For my husband, it's a stuffy nose. I can hear him getting all nasally. So yours, what you feel might be completely different. So hopefully anything that I present here today will help you try and get through those symptoms that you're feeling. So Breathe is the next one I want to talk about, also known as Easy Air, depending on the one that you have. So this is a great one for, it's a respiratory blend. So you might see that in books or magazines or online. If you don't see the generic name from doTERRA, it's called, it's the respiratory blend. So it's a great combination of peppermint and eucalyptus and all those great ones that just clear your sinuses as soon as you smell in I don't even have to put a drop anywhere. This is wonderful. So what you can do with this, this is great also for allergies. So if you have seasonal allergies, whether spring, fall, winter, you can use this. So I will literally just take the cap off, do this, and tip it over so that I don't have too much. And then I just wipe it under my nose. Don't put it near your eyes because it's pretty strong, but just having it right here, and then I just breathe it in the whole time. and it's great to just clear your sinuses. You can put it in the diffuser. It's great. A lot of people like to have it at night in their diffuser because it helps them sleep because they can breathe better. One thing that I will do is right before bed is I will take a large bowl of very hot water, and I will put a couple of drops of Breathe into here. I can feel this oil in my nose. I will put a couple of drops of Breathe into the bowl, take a blanket and put it over the bowl, and I'll just inhale that for about 5 minutes. And that is enough to get me cleared up for me to be restful and to fall asleep. So great, great trick. The other great trick is to put a couple of drops in the bottom of your shower, just in the corner. And then as soon as you turn your shower on and that hot water, sets in, then you'll have this beautiful steam of these wonderful, beautiful peppermint type eucalyptus oils that you'll be breathing in, and it'll help you clear your sinuses. So that's one good way to help, and that was Breathe. The next one I have is lemon. Lemon is the happy oil. If you've ever used it, it's a very good mood enhancer, so one of the great uses for it. But I also use it when something's coming on. The majority of the time I use this for respiratory issues as well. So I'll put this in the diffuser because it's a great way of cleaning the air, and it just helps clear any type of mucus that you might be feeling. It's a great way for me to do that. So most of the time I'll put that in my diffuser, and that's lemon. So many other uses for lemon, but in terms of dealing with cold and flu and those types of feelings, and that's the best one for that. The next one is Arbor Vitae. This one, if you are not aware, is made from a lovely cedarwood tree in BC. So pretty cool that it's a Canadian oil. This one, to me, smells like sawdust. So it's from a tree. It's very grounding. But what I did find out, actually, true story. So a friend of mine, I was actually going away on a business trip, and a friend of mine called me, texted me at 7 a.m. She says, I know you're leaving. She says, but my son it's a Saturday, so she has, no access unless she wants to go to the hospital. She says, he's starting what she thinks is to be a croup, so really, really bad cough. She says, is there anything in my kit that I can use? So I thought, okay, what kit does she have? And I thought, okay. And I actually she didn't have anything aside from the lemon that she could use. I said, immediately put lemon in the diffuser. So she did that. And I said, come on over, I'll give you some samples. So what I did is I gave her the Arbor Vitae and the Breathe. And I gave her a couple of samples of that. She picked those up, and what she did was she took some coconut oil, 1 drop of each, and then she rubbed it on his back. And she managed to do that for her 2 sons. That was enough given their age. And he was down to a dull cough, like a regular cold cough, within 24 hours. So, amazing story. I was really happy to help her out through that. So, Arbor Vitae, if you have that nasty cough going on, so what you can do, again, it was a child, so she rubbed it on their back. You can put it on your chest. You could put it on the bottom of your feet. Same with the Breathe. This is kind of like your natural. I know I'm going back and forth here, but sometimes we use them together, right? So I may tend to go back and forth a little bit. Breathe is like your natural Vicks. So you can combine the two, put it on your chest, put it on your back. If you have something to help you out, put it on the bottom of your feet. And if you don't want to do any of that, then put it in the diffuser together, and it'll be a wonderful help for you. So that was the Arbor Vitae. The next one that I have is Melaleuca, also known as tea tree. So this one, remember when I said when I feel something coming on, it usually is indicated by a sore throat. So right away, even if I'm not even sure if that might be it or it might not be it, I just listened to my body and I was like, I don't want to deal with this. So right away, take a tall glass of cold water and I put 1 drop of Melaleuca. And because the taste is not that great, sorry people, what I do is I put a drop of lime as well, or cinnamon, because cinnamon is also good. Before I had these oils in my toolkit, before I started this wonderful journey, what I used to do was cinnamon powder and honey on a spoon, which was awful, chalky, disgusting. But now I have the oil, so I just use the cinnamon bark and the melaleuca, and I gargle with it. Awesome. One time it took it away completely. It just went away. And the other time, I guess the onset was just further in when I started the gargle, but it took it away, like my sore throat was gone within that 24-hour period. And then all I had to do was deal with cold symptoms. So I used the Breathe, and I kept gargling with this every day. Because it has the ability to fight bacteria, I thought, I'm just going to use it I just kept gargling every day because I'm going to fight this thing with everything I got. So that's what I did, and the cold only lasted me about 4 days. So I was very fortunate to have that. If you cannot do the taste of melaleuca, if you have any veggie caps, you can put a couple of drops in there so that you don't have to taste it. So you can do it that way as well. And the last one is oregano. So oregano, a lot of people will have this on hand. I mean, this oil has been known to people for a very long time. It's been in health food stores, grocery stores, and a lot of people on the onset of something coming in would take this to, keep it at bay. What I am suggesting is that you try these other options instead. To keep it away. Oregano is kind of like a natural antibiotic. So would you start an antibiotic if you felt a cold coming on? Probably not. It's too invasive at that point. You wouldn't go running to your doctor because something's coming. So what I would suggest is doing this if you have a virus. So maybe you've developed something where you're like, this is more than a cold now. And by all means, I'm not saying don't go to your doctor, use this instead. I'm just suggesting that this might be an option, and you have to listen to your body and you have to listen to your gut and say, at what point are you at that you want to go see your doctor or that you want to try this? So, couple of ways to use oregano. Again, in the veggie cap, you can use that. So again, antibiotic, right? So don't use it for more than 7 days. And I've heard read a couple of posts on Facebook. A couple ideas for an ear infection, for example, just to, again, take 1 drop and rub it behind the ear. Do not put this in the ear. The oils are too volatile. It will burn. So just behind the ear to help clear anything up. That has helped a few of my clients. It may help you. I have not had an ear infection myself, so I cannot speak for myself. So oregano, great to have in your toolkit. I keep it in my toolkit for cold and virus season, but I don't use it a heck of a lot because I have these wonderful beauties and I just don't get to that point. So if you do get to that point, this is a great trick. If you don't, use it in your cooking. Use it in your diffuser. Combine it with rosemary. It's a wonderful scent. And that's it. Thank you so much. That is all I have to present to you. I'm hoping that these will get you through the cold and flu season. So thanks for joining us today. If you heard something that felt deeply right for you, give it a try. But remember, we all have that intuitive voice within. And sometimes we just have to stop and listen. And that will take a deep breath, stop, listen, and see what comes to you. Thanks again.